going back to my roots and questions, because I find questions extremely important, and especially in these times, and especially in the culture that we're living in. And fundamentally, so the questions revolve around the idea that moving away from like a question that would be asked, like an answer to the question would be, I am a blank, as opposed to I am someone who. I am a blank asks for a label, and you know, in our work we talk about totalizing. It's a totalizing kind of limited kind of description. Plus, it got, you know, the you're going to fill in that blank with something that generally has been prescribed or described or brought to you by somebody else. So I am someone who then creates this, you know, then you're talking about the stuff that you do and kind of how you walk through your day, and that's way more what I'm interested in when I'm asking these kinds of questions. And so the questions are, they start with, you know, what are your hopes, dreams, and desires, but also we are aspirations. I mean, this is an idea, this is a question kind of bring you into a place of expansive sort of thinking, not limited thinking, not I want to be a carpenter, because that's an interesting thing to say. However, the reasons why you want to be a carpenter are way more important than wanting to be a carpenter, just because of what it says about what you stand for, what you hold dear. So yes, you start with hopes, dreams, and desires, but aspirations and imaginings about what's possible, and then the next question is, why are those your aspirations or your hopes and dreams and desires? And we'll get back to that in a second. Um, but the next questions are these, you know, what does it say about what you're standing for or holding dear, that these are your hopes or dreams and desires or aspirations, or this is what you think about when you think about what's expansive or possible. And then questions like, who in your life wouldn't be surprised, and what would they say it says about you? And if this, I'm doing this quickly because you can always just go to my YouTube page and rewind and go through these questions again. Who in your life wouldn't be surprised about this? People who love you in your life, what they say it says about what you're standing for and holding dear, and how would they know and anticipate that these are the sorts of things that you would say, that then start to create a community. So all these questions have specific agendas, and they're all about moving us away from a kind of a labeling place and moving us back into this place where we, as I talk about, we reclaim our descriptive agency, meaning that when I say I am someone who, all those, everything I say after that is something that's coming from me and about how I view the things that I do. And then when we talk about why, and so so the why question, you know, this just occurred to me this morning. There's this whole thing in shrinkology where you don't ask why questions, and it occurred to me this morning that in narrative work, it's not about the why anyway. It's about, if you say, why is this something that you stand for? Or why are the things that you stand? Why are these the things that you stand for? It's not the why. It's the you, or why are these your hopes and dreams and aspirations? It's not that why thing is just like, it's about the idea of then going, oh, so these, you know, these are your hopes and dreams and desires and aspirations, and this is what you think of when you think of expansive possibilities, because that's what's important. That speaks to your, you know, when I talk about my book, that speaks to your genius, the thing that makes you that unique, essential part of our culture, of our world, is made manifest right there in that. So it's not the why thing. It's like the doorknob on the mansion. You know, how much time you spending on that doorknob? Well, some doorknobs are really cool. I mean, I could go off on that, but no, it's like behind the doorknob is the important stuff. So yeah, so that'll be interesting thing to, as I carry forward, when this why thing comes up in shrinkology. People get so freaked out about the why question, and really, you know, it's really not. The why question is sort of the very small, not particularly important entree into this whole really rather huge and expansive important thing. So I don't know. I mean, if you would want to take up these questions and kind of write this stuff down and see where it takes you, that would be fabulous. This is certainly the kind of thinking that I do all the time, and I find it extremely useful and liberating, because it moves me away from certain ways of thinking that I might be invited into that are limiting, and that keep me from moving in this direction of perpetual, constant expansiveness and possibilities. So that's it for today. Hope everybody's having a great day. I will be back tomorrow with Back to Basics Sunday.